We did.
Hey everybody.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy
Welcome
Wednesday.
to another Wednesday Wellness. We have a special guest with us today. This is Lindsey Lupo. She's our resident naturopath. She helps us with all of our things and also our families and our patients and all the things. And she also got the dress code
I did.
Right.
alert today.
Black on black on black.
Yep. She got
I wear blue today.
I wore black, but it's
You can't see your
zippy.
Yep. We haven't looked at us all.
Yeah, you're all black.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Blended.
So we asked Lindsey to come in and talk about cold and flu,
Cold flu.
what to do,
What to do?
because you're seeing a lot of it right now.
A lot. Influenza is rampant with strep.
Influenza and strep, yes. Who
Yeah.
just, one of my patients, someone
We were
just
just
had
talking
strep.
about this morning. Yep.
We went
Yeah.
from RSV in the fall
Yeah,
to influenza.
yes. To strep,
Fit
okay.
in COVID and
Right.
yeah.
All the things.
Everyone
Yeah.
has everything right now.
Yep.
Yep.
Lindsey has a background,
In
ER,
trauma.
in trauma,
Mhm.
ER nurse,
Yep.
and then you switched
I switched to naturopathy after my first was born.
after your first was born. Okay, yeah, I haven't even heard that story. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that another day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've
She's all
used
about Lindsey.
Yeah, I've used Lindsey personally. Use her personally. My kids, whenever they're sick, I go to Lindsey for like, what should I be giving them?
We text her on the weekends. She
Yeah.
answers us.
Yeah,
I text you on the weekends. I
Yeah.
text you on your her on your wedding day.
to see a patient. So obviously then like people get really sick, but then when kids are constantly sick, then you see like probably the trickle down effect of like asthma,
Yeah.
ear infections, like this is a chronic thing.
Autoimmune,
Yeah,
just in general. And we're seeing a lot of that right now with kids being maybe sick for a day 1 week and then they go a week and everything's fine and then a fever spikes.
Okay.
So it's consistent and it's sugar, it's diet, it's the season. We just end
Yeah.
up with huge sugar.
But it's
this
like
season.
cyclical.
It
Like
is
it's just
cyclical.
like yeah.
And we see it here with our patients.
Oh yeah.
Like talking to like parents.
Yep, and that adjusting, the constant adjusting every week or more if needed, up to you guys. But
Yeah.
people need to be adjusted. Nervous system around the holidays completely off, and so I think, with that, the sugar and just the stress and
Yeah.
the hustle and bustle of everything, people are coming off.
Now we're coming off of that, and now you're pushing your kids back into school, which is like a different stress.
Yep.
Yeah.
A different like routine again, and getting back into that, and being gone all day,
Yep.
and then having to be on all day.
Yeah, and the stress of Christmas, right, where there's sensory overload,
Oh yeah.
and then
My
there's
goodness.
that letdown, and then they go back to school, and
Yeah.
they have more sensory overload, but
A different type. Yeah.
Yep, and so kids definitely have that effect, and I think if you can get them supplementally and nutritionally balanced, which isn't always easy.
Nope.
And their nervous system
Balanced,
you guys
yeah.
balanced, it helps.
Yeah.
Illness is good. I mean, you want your kids and you want yourself to be sick,
Well, right.
really sick, like
Well, right.
fever sick, at least once or twice a year.
Yeah.
So it really helps for your immune system to balance.
And
out.
it's like if it's not right, I was just listening to something today. They were saying, like we're so used to, we've been trained like, hey, you have a fever, or your kid has a fever, your kid has a cough, your kid has this, to suppress it, right? Give them the cough medicine, give them the ibuprofen, Tylenol, whatever. Suppress it so we can go on with our days, but also they can go to daycare because we all need. And if we
Everyone
can
needs to keep going.
And when you learn that, when the immune system learns that, then it stops working the way it should. Almost like they don't get sick anymore,
Right.
and they should be. There's like now you're creating probably an autoimmune thing going on.
Yeah.
Going on later.
Well, and I mean, with like the pandemic and stuff, we were all masking, we were all staying home, so like we weren't exposing ourselves to things. So now this year, everything's run rampant because everyone's getting so sick because they haven't been sick in a while.
Exactly.
Too.
And
it's
we're
just,
getting out more.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Which
Which
is
is great,
mingling
yeah.
again, which is awesome, but people, they
Yeah,
just
their
don't know how to
immune
deal with germs
Mhm.
anymore.
Yeah.
So, and we're back to not, I mean, some people are still masking, but we're back to the hugging and the touching
Yeah.
and the playing, and we've got games again, and concerts and all
Right.
the things.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I think we just have to take that year to two and balance it out.
Yeah, so I think you have great resources to help, not suppress, but like almost help the immune system.
Yeah.
Because like the
Support,
fever, the
yeah.
support,
Yeah.
the fever, the coughing, all of that is there for a reason. It's there to like, it is your immune system working when like a virus, bacteria comes in, right?
Yeah.
It's there to like kill the virus, kill the bacteria. It's there to get the
Expel
mucus
it,
out,
yeah.
expel it out.
Right.
A rash even, like those are all things like, hey, your nervous system's doing, not your nervous system, your immune system is
Both.
doing,
Yeah.
and your nervous system is doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Mhm.
When we give that stuff, we suppress it. Your stuff is supporting it and helping you probably get through it quicker.
Process it
Correct.
faster.
Yeah, your body needs that help to work through the issue. And so, and I'm not going to say that, you know, Tylenol and ibuprofen are bad, because time and place. Right?
Yeah, 100%.
Coming from a trauma background, like there are times where you need to use it for function.
Yep.
And so, but again, suppression. And so that's different. You're not actually helping the body get rid of the disease. You're just masking the symptoms.
Yes.
And so with that, I think...
and what's hard with, I think, what I've noticed sometimes in my own fault, like I've given my kids ibuprofen, right? They have that high fever, and you're like, good Lord, you're like so miserable.
Right, exactly.
And you feel bad as a parent, but then they feel fine, and then they push themselves too hard, right? I think it almost takes them longer to get through it, because now, like, kids don't know, okay, I should still rest.
Sure.
Like, oh, I feel better, my fever's down, now they're running around the house.
Yep.
And then it's like, okay, oh, now I'm down again.
Yep.
So they didn't rest like they were supposed to.
Exactly, and the body needs rest, it needs sleep. Sleep is a big deal, and I think a lot of times we are go, go, go. That's what we do, and so we don't get enough sleep. And so we're not in that full realm of healing cycle at night, because you're going to bed at midnight as adults, or even later if you have kiddos and you're trying to, I don't know, sew a dress for something.
Get the stuff done, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then even kids who have sports now, they're trying to get their homework done when they get home, and they're just not getting enough sleep. And so sleep is really important. So when you're sick, resting, and fluids and doing supplements and eating good food. And a lot of times it's hard to eat really nutritious foods when you're sick because you're not hungry.
Yeah, you're not hungry.
And so supplementation really helps with that. It helps to balance the body a little bit and give it some of the nutrition that it's not getting via your foods.
Okay, perfect.
But with ibuprofen, I wanted to touch on this. I think something that is really hard from a naturalist standpoint is you don't want to push the over the counters, but there are going to be those nights where you need to get sleep. Your kiddos need to get sleep, right? And sometimes fevers can just be so miserable. The body can be so miserable that sometimes a really good night's sleep is really important. And so if it's, you know, the lowest dose of Motrin before your kiddo goes to bed, great.
Right.
We can detox from that. It's better to do it then, and then actually help the body rest. And then sometimes you'll see that fever will break and the kiddo will feel a little bit better the next day, where you can get fluids in, you can get electrolytes, you can get supplements, you can get foods in, which is, you know, better. And so it's really, it's kind of one of those things where you have to weigh your kiddos. Yeah. And yourself too, because I mean, when we're sick, it's like, oh, I want to eat the smoothie.
I've had a lot of making the kiddos eat the smoothie.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to show us what you brought?
Sure.
We have a lot of stuff.
We do. We have a lot of stuff. So the one thing that I will tell parents, people in general, is vitamin C. And so a lot of people are like, oh, I'm already taking vitamin C. Yeah. I'm like, okay, what type are you taking? Yes. You know, so when you're really sick, you need high doses of vitamin C. And typically you can't get that in capsule form. You can't get that in chewable form. There's also extra sugars involved. Right. And so I recommend it in powder form. So what I recommend is Nutribiotics sodium ascorbate. It's a non-GMO sodium ascorbate. A lot of times you'll find companies will make their sodium ascorbate with corn. This has none of the allergens in it, and you can do high doses. And so there is a physician at the forefront of high dosing vitamin C, and that's Dr. Suzanne Humphries. Yep, I know. She talks about whooping cough.
I was going to say, that's a big one with vitamin C.
Yeah, it's big with vitamin C, but it also helps with other illness. And so there is actually a formula out there where you balance the weight with your kiddos, and that's the amount of sodium ascorbate they would get in a 24-hour period, yourself too. And so honestly, you can't really overdose. So
no, you're just gonna get diarrhea.
Yep, you're just gonna. We call it bowel tolerance. Yeah. And so when you take the recommended amount on a bottle, you're not necessarily gonna see that. But when you're sick and you're taking higher doses, maybe 1/4 a teaspoon, which is on average about 1,400 milligrams every couple of hours, your body is going to use it, and you might not see the diarrhea. But then when your body starts to kick in and you're getting better, your immune system's in high force, you're going to see more diarrhea, and that's when you back off. Right. And it's super safe for all individuals. Yeah, I do this. I have this exact one. I got it. Kiddos, yeah, my kiddos do it. We have it at our house. I take it. My parents take it. The kiddos take it. My sister takes it. You have so much in here too. It's like, and you can get it at Harvest House. You can get it at Harvest House. It's a pretty good bang for your buck too. That's what's really hard to say. I think it was like $20 some. Yeah, and it lasts a really long time. That's what I'm saying. It's a huge thing of it. So really good with like toddlers too, just stick it in some applesauce right on a spoon. That's what we do because it's really hard. Because it's salty, so a lot of kids are like, I'm not taking that. But just a little applesauce, just like here's your shot of water or something after, and they seem to like it. Now with infants, kiddos that obviously are not eating regular foods, you can use liposomal C. Mary Ruth carries one. That's something that you can give, but she also makes an infant drop.
Which I think we had this year. Because there was no infant vitamin C, so we do have that now.
Yep. So the infant drops are super safe. I used them with my kiddo, and she was 3 months. You just want to make sure you're not like shooting it down their throat and they're aspirating on it, right? Yeah. You can mix it with breast milk if you want. Just put it in their cheek. It's kind of like the vitamin D that you're gonna get from a pediatrician's office. But again, high doses is not an issue with littles because they're just going to poop what they don't need. So which is really
so
great.
C is not one of those ones that stays in your body. So that's a safe.
Yep, it's super safe. And that would be my number one go-to, high dose C. If you could only choose one thing.
Okay. High dose C. That's going to be a great thing for your immune system.
Great thing.
Okay, that.
So another thing that people always want to kind of go to is a multivitamin for kids or yourself, because obviously if you're sick, you're not really eating. So a couple things that I would recommend. So specifically for kiddos, Mary Ruth makes one, and so does My Kind Organics. So when your kiddos refuse to eat, they really need to eat, and it's been 3 or 4 days of the flu and fevers. Sometimes these gummies really help.
Yeah, these ones, I mean, Mary Ruth, you can get online. This one we have here at the office, and this My Kind, the Garden of Life, you can get Harvest House, you can get mine, I think.
Yep. And Mary Ruth and My Kind both have an adult version as well. They taste good, low in sugar, and a whole foods base, which is what I really, really like, especially for kiddos. And so just being able to give them a little bit of extra nutrition while they're sick is great. I would say as a naturopath, not everybody needs a multivitamin all of the time. But when you're sick, it's really important to just get that extra nutrition.
Okay, that's good to know.
A couple
I don't
things.
get my kids a multivitamin all the time.
And I think it's something, if you're feeding them well, they're getting good proteins, good fruits and vegetables, and water, that it's not always necessary. There is depletion in our soils, but again, when they're sick, it's really important that they get the extra. A couple of things for kiddos. There's these immune boosters. Mary Ruth carries one, and then I also recommend Animal Parade. They have a blend of mushroom in them, which is really key for your immune
I can't believe the kids like these. I tried one, but
my kids love them.
My kids will eat them too. Yeah, I tried it. I was like, oh, you like those? It's gotta be that mushroom in there. They'll eat them.
They're really great. They have a blend of vitamin D, vitamin A, zinc, and with kids you have to be really careful with zinc because you can overdose on zinc pretty easily. And so this has a low dose zinc. It's really great, and I find that the kids really dig it. These are pretty good too. A little bit different. They have zinc. They don't have the mushroom blend, which I really kind of like. They have the elderberry extract though, which is a really good add for immunity. And the kids tend to be the ones that don't like the immune booster with the mushroom.
Yeah, and this is a gummy, and this is more of a chewable tablet.
Yep, exactly. And then moving forward, like with cold and flu, even COVID, something that I find, you get a lot of mucus, coughing, your lungs are irritated, you've coughed all the hairs from your bronchi out, so like now you got a dry cough, but you still have mucus in your lungs, right? There's an enzyme from pineapple that's really effective with getting mucus up and out of the body and drying things out, but you'd have to eat like 6 pineapples a day.
And then you're gonna have canker sores.
Right, exactly. And so I recommend, Solar Ray makes this really awesome, I call it QBC, quercetin, bromelain, vitamin C blend. It's got the enzyme in it, it helps boost immunity, gives you the extra C. It comes in chewable form or capsules.
We also have the DHIST.
Yep, DHIST has
DHIST, and So
this is sour.
This is really sour.
My children won't eat it.
And so for the kiddos that can't necessarily take a capsule yet, it's really helpful. My kids love it because it's sour. I don't know why. I cry when I eat it.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So
I don't
sour.
mind it at all,
but to have it in a chewable form is really nice for kids that can't swallow capsules. But I recommend that. Allergies, any type of sinus infection, it just really helps clear the body. So I recommend having that during cold and flu, COVID.
Right. And this is all the stuff you can like keep in your medicine.
Exactly.
In your medicine cabinet.
Yeah, you have at home.
The one thing that I will mention too when you're sick is hydration. A lot of people are like, oh, I already know that. I just got to drink some water. Like, not as easy as that sometimes, because when you get dehydrated and you have a fever for long periods of time, like I'm seeing kiddos that have fevers for 6 days.
Yeah.
And then they're minerally depleted, but mom's like, I don't know why they're not feeling better. Why are they so tired? What's going on? It's not necessarily about the water and all of the nutrition. Sometimes their minerals are so depleted that we have to get their electrolyte system back.
Aren't like we all just minerally depleted anyways? Like our food source isn't as good as it's supposed to be and all that.
Yes, and so our sodium content, our potassium content, our magnesium content, chloride, all of it is completely imbalanced.
Right.
And so what's really nice is you can give them electrolytes. And so a lot of people will go to Pedialyte, and that's fine if that's what you like, but sometimes they have added chemicals, they have dyes, extra sugars that you don't really need. Trace Minerals makes some really awesome products. They're power packs and electrolyte. They come in different flavors. You can use it for hydration as athletes or illness, or if kids just don't want to take their vitamins. This also has some extra things.
Is this at Harvest? Is this what I bought at Harvest?
That's at Harvest too.
I bought some for the twinners.
Since these are flavored, sometimes kids are going to be like, oh, I don't like that flavor, so you have to explore with what kind of flavors there. But they also sell a Trace Minerals drop that is unflavored.
Oh, that's nice.
Kind of salty if you were to just take it straight on the tongue, which you can do. But you could just kind of like sneak these into water too, and you would never know. And they're still getting their electrolytes. You can make popsicles out of these. You would never know what's in there. And then they're just getting the extra electrolytes. And I would
sell
say
that there?
they do sell these at Harvest. They are more cost efficient than the Power Packs.
Right.
Power Packs are more cost efficient on Amazon. I don't love saying that, but I love to support local. But they're expensive.
Well, also if your kids are sick, it's hard to get out of the house sometimes.
Exactly.
So if you can get it on Amazon, great. But that's why I say just get it now so you have it when the time comes. Because the time's come, it happens anyways, right?
Yes.
Everyone's kids are sick. How much do you put in of this? Do you know?
So I normally do for kiddos, depending on how much you're getting them. So like typically my kids have like a little 8-ounce cup to run around in, and so I put 5 drops in.
Okay.
Anything bigger, you can do 10. It just depends on the ounce of water that they're drinking. But making sure that we're replenishing their electrolytes, because as fevers come on and they're really hot and their body is trying to fight, they're losing electrolytes.
How often, like after the fever, would you
do these?
Yeah.
So typically electrolyte imbalance, if you look at studies, you want to replenish for upwards of 2 days, depending on how much they take on.
Okay.
However, from a naturopathic standpoint, since we're all depleted anyway,
so
they probably started out depleted.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And now they're severely depleted. I would probably, a week or more, if you can do that. I mean, there are a lot of products on the market now that are really good too, that are marketed towards kids, that are really yummy. They come in juice boxes. They come in, different things that you can get. Greater Than is a really great brand you can get online. That's really awesome. It's great for breastfeeding moms too. So if you got sick kids and you're breastfeeding, it's like a make extra milk and get your kids healthy, right? Yeah. So those are really great.
With like stomach flu, diarrhea, that kind of stuff too.
Absolutely.
Like,
when you're losing fluids.
Yeah, I would say for like probably week after. Yes. So not even just like with fevers and stuff, but
no. And I mean too, like if you look at kids that are in athletics, like football players or basketball, volleyball, whatever your kids are in, they're probably dehydrated.
Yeah.
You know, and so just putting that in their water bottle, is really, really beneficial too. So it's not just for illness. You can get a lot of use out of it. Pregnant moms should be getting electrolytes because they're depleted. Postpartum moms. I mean, I have my cute little geriatric population that hate drinking water.
Oh, yeah.
They love their Diet Coke.
Yeah.
I mean, to get a little bit of, mineral base in them, just throw a little bit in some water, and it's not another tab, it's not another medication, it's just a thing that they do and they drink. Water. So I think it's beneficial for everybody.
Cool, great.
So
I'm on fire.
You're living
that here. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to Harvest Lab on the way home.
So this other product, I absolutely love. This company is called Shaklee. It's a Nutrifuron, so it's a proprietary blend. They have a patent on it. I found this in high school, and they've done a lot of studies with cancer on this, with cold and flu. This product I found to lessen your symptoms by days.
Oh, wow.
And so when we had COVID just recently, I was taking 4 of these a day, which is not the recommended dose. It's 2 capsules. I was taking 4 as an adult. They are capsules. So kiddos don't normally take
parents need advice to them.
So, but in general, I have found that my clients that take this tend to not have sinus infections, not have their typical seasonal allergies. When they get cold and flu or they get just cold or COVID, I found that their days sick are a lot less than those that haven't taken it.
Okay.
It is an expensive product, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, all the proprietary blends are.
I know they are.
I mean, if it's gonna prevent you from getting sick, they can charge whatever they want.
Right.
Yes, exactly. I swear by this specific one for immunity boosting.
Okay.
And so for the adults that can swing it's
a good one to have.
It's a good one to have. It's not, and now if your kids can take it, great. If they can swallow pills, awesome.
Right.
They don't have a kids version. I've been trying to get them to get a chewable in that. That'd be awesome.
It will taste
really
horrible. I can't do it. We don't know how to make it taste good.
Yeah, I don't know how to make it taste good.
Yeah.
But the Nutrifuron also helps with mucus. It helps to thin the mucus. It helps to rebuild those bronchial hairs that you've coughed off, essentially, with the coughing. But it's just an overall good product to have in the house year round. So that's one of my go-tos.
All great stuff. And I'm here to say this is literally what she tells you to do because I know. Because I've used her. I use her. This is it. This is what she tells you to go to Harvest Health and buy when your kiddos are sick. So.
Yep. And then if you do zinc, which that's not a grab zinc on my bed. I swear I had zinc. I usually buy pure encapsulations because it comes in a 15 milligram tab.
Okay.
And a lot of people will tell me, oh, I have zinc. And I'm like, okay, can you tell me what the milligram dosage? Because typically the dosage is too high.
Okay.
You'll take a 50 milligram tab in the morning once a day. Your body's only using what it needs at that time when you're urinating the rest out. So it's too high. So typically what I tell people is get a lower dose, 50 milligram tab, and take it 3 times a day. Because typically your body needs that through the day.
Cool.
So when it comes to zinc, taking it multiple times a day is more effective. And then same with vitamin D. Vitamin D, I much prefer a Whole Foods blend.
Yeah, you like the
Mary Ruth's or My Kind.
Or My Kind. Because they also have a spray. Do you like the spray? The Garden of Life does. So which is easy with a kid. Just spray it in their mouth.
Yep. And Mary Ruth's is a dropper and a spray. I'm not going to say that either taste well.
Oh,
they're gross, to be very honest. I mean, my kids like the vanilla one that My Kind makes.
Oh.
I don't like it.
That sounds good.
Yeah, vanilla sounds disgusting. But I think I've done in the past, probably during 2020, like a spray of D, and I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whole Foods blend I like because it's not a synthesized hormone, because that's what D is. It's a hormone. And a lot of people, I will say this, please remember that D is fat soluble.
That's what I'm saying. You
and
can
so
keep it.
you need to take it with a fat, or your body is not absorbing it. So a lot of people will say, oh, I take it at night before I go to bed, or I take it right in the morning before I eat. You want to take it with a fat.
Okay.
So
eat it with your eggs.
Exactly. Eat it with your eggs in the morning, or whatever you feed your kiddos. But definitely make sure you're getting a fat in them with the vitamin D. And vitamin D.
That's sugar.
Okay. No. Pure sugar. Protein donuts.
Yeah.
From protein powder.
They need to make those. I would eat a protein donut.
Yeah. Who would donuts?
Oh.
I'm like,
Yeah,
donut's delicious.
I love that. But yep, with cold and flu, I think that supplementation, high dose C, sleep, lots of sleep. You need to make sure you're getting good amounts of sleep, especially your kiddos who are in school, in sports. They need to get, their 8 to 12 hours at very least. Limiting screen time, because you're not going to sleep when you have screen time right before bed.
Right.
And so kids are not actually getting into.
I'm just kidding. I said you're not going to sleep. Sleep with screen time right before bed.
Yeah, because your body doesn't. You're not able to enter into that sleep mode. So, but making sure you're getting good sleep, good hydration, and giving your body the fuel that it needs with nutrition and supplementation.
Well, this is great advice. If people have questions, you can put them on here, and we'll reach out to Lindsey to have her answer.
Too.
Oh yeah. We'll check in or whatever. If you want to work with Lindsey, I don't know if she's taking new people. We never know, but we can get you her info if you ever need to. You do a lot of acute cases.
I do.
So like this, like, hey, oh my gosh, my kid has the flu. Oh my god, what do I do?
Lots of ear infections.
Lots of ear infections.
Lots of COVID.
We're gonna say, hey, come in and get adjusted, and then we'll be like, here's Lindsey's number. She does a lot of homeopathy. Like I've done a lot of homeopathy
that's
with
a
her.
Different wellness,
that's a different wellness. Yep,
that's
a different.
Too much for this one.
Yeah, we should probably do that one day though because people are scared of it.
They
so
are.
we should like talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
It's not scary.
I use it with my kiddos all the time. Hey, they woke up with a cough again. What do I do? And it's this, and then some homeopathy things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do that another time. But you're coming back in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
She's not gonna be honest because this wasn't scary.
No, it wasn't scary.
Yeah, we're easy.
I hate live.
What are we doing? Birth and mom and baby all
birth
together.
and mom and baby. Yeah. And I'll touch base a little bit on homeopathy and natural birth.
Great.
Then.
Lindsay's also a doula.
I am.
So she's got all the info.
Yeah.
She knows everything.
She knows
That's why
everything.
she's so
Yeah.
busy. That's why we can never get a hold of
That's
her.
why Wednesday Wellness is from now on. We're just gonna be.
We're just gonna set that.
Asking
No,
questions.
We're like, we have nothing to say. Great, go. You've already heard us. Go back and find all the things about chiropractic. We've talked all
They're
these
on
things.
YouTube.
Yeah, they're on YouTube.
Yeah.
No, like we have it.
Yeah.
We don't have it, but we'll continue to talk.
No,
about it.
we like talking.
Yeah.
Too.
Any other question?
Right now.
I don't think so.
Fever?
We're gonna do a Kick the Sick
Kick the sick.
in February.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do a
that.
talk about that. So we're hoping maybe you want to come with us.
Yeah, we're inviting you on live TV.
Live Facebook.
Okay.
Live Facebook. But we're gonna do that, and we'll probably use some of your tips if you can't make it. But if you can, it's on a Monday night. We're trying. It's Monday night. It's the Monday that I'm not doing barbell club.
Oh yeah.
February 20th. We're planning on that, so keep an eye out for that. We'll
Okay.
start promoting it probably at the
Talking
end of
about the
month,
immune
so.
system. Talking about
Yeah.
what you can do, kind of like this, but maybe a little more in depth.
And a lot more about like those chronic kids,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
kids that are always sick, always getting ear infections,
Mhm.
always have
Yeah.
the cough,
Like
the
you said.
asthma, like all that stuff. So we're gonna be covering that.
Yeah, that
covering
stuff's
the
all
immune system
super,
and
super
nervous
common.
system.
Everyone's like, oh my goodness, it's on its 10th year infection.
Yep.
But it's not normal. Like, that's not how it should be.
it's
No, I
not
know.
how it should be.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
people are just like, oh, my kid has
Your
eczema.
kid's bringing everything
Oh, my kid
home
has
from,
eczema.
Yeah.
Oh, my kid has this.
Yeah.
bringing everything home from daycare and stuff. Like that's not normal. It's
No.
very common
Yeah.
right now, especially. But
Like you said, it's okay for your kids to get sick. It's just they
It
need
is.
to be able to.
yeah,
We need to move through that. It
Yes.
shouldn't be every week or
everything,
every 2 weeks.
every time. Yeah.
Yep. It needs to be twice a year.
Yeah.
Twice a year.
Mhm.
Give or take.
My time's a coming. I haven't been sick. It's still 11th of January and I haven't been sick yet.
Well, your birthday's next week.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Yeah.
Going to Mexico.
Happy
I know.
birthday.
You've been like, do not get sick before Mexico. Or don't get sick there. That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah,
what
don't
I
get
think.
sick there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.
All right.
Thanks for
Adios,
all of
all.
your knowledge.
Hey, Catherine. Thanks for watching.
Yes, thank you for having me. Where are questions?
Yeah. Heather, what are your
Yeah.
questions? Just kidding.